This is I'm Thinking Of, and I'm John Lieberman. It's a show where we tackle the hot button B2B issues of the day with those who know. And today I am thinking of the intersection of inbound marketing and ABM. And there probably is nobody better to speak on that than the CMO of Hubspot, Kipp Bodnar. Kipp, good to see you.
John, great to see you. Thanks for having me, man.
I understand you're somewhere in Maine where you can overlook the ocean and be nice and relaxed while you talk about these heavy topics.
I am. The ocean is right over your head right now looking at you. So it's a beautiful day. I have no complaints here.
Great. Well, let's jump in, Kipp. And I want to start with, talk to us a little bit about what your day-to-day looks like at HubSpot. And I know no day is the same, but give us a sense of your responsibilities.
Yeah, so if you think about my day-to-day, we've got an amazing marketing team at HubSpot. We are servicing our customers and partners in a whole host of languages. Beyond English, we're French, German, Japanese, Portuguese, Spanish. And so we're working with a global team all around the world, and we're executing our core strategies. And obviously, huge part of that is content creation, inbound marketing, pulling people into learning about our CRM platform through really educational content, our HubSpot Academy, et cetera. But my day, a lot of it is largely spent talking about planning, budgeting, technology, a lot of the things I think most marketing leaders spend their time on. But again, a lot of it is also hiring and strategy. How do you have the right leaders and the right team members to do the right jobs? And then are those skills aligned with your long-term strategy? We're rolling out an awesome 3-year strategy right now, and it's a lot of fun.
It all sounds very, very familiar. Those of us in this space, right? But let me ask you this, because when you talk to people, HubSpot is kind of synonymous with coining the term inbound marketing. Mm-hmm. Can you talk a little bit more about how that's evolved a bit and currently, what that really means to you?
Yeah, inbound I think has evolved a ton. When inbound started, it was really a way to talk about best practices in education more than just your product and what your product could do. And it was doing so in a way that could pull people in through social media, through search engines, through organic channels that allowed you to bring customers in at a lower cost. And that's evolved a lot to being like, how do you apply that education across your entire buyer's journey? So whether it be something like account-based marketing, marketing automation, or, something like us, HubSpot Academy, how you certify, how you train a whole ecosystem of professionals in the world. Like that's really what inbound has evolved into over the last really almost 15 plus years now.
And you just mentioned, Kipp, ABM. Let me ask you this. Where does ABM kind of fit in your priorities when you sit down and you sort of look at your priorities across the board?
Yeah, so for us, we want to be the number one CRM platform for scaling companies. And so as you're talking with companies who are really focused on growth, companies that are larger in scale, have more complexities, ABM becomes a really important part of your marketing mix because once you go from the fact that your end user is also not your decision maker, once you start selling to companies where that is no longer true, then ABM becomes paramount to influencing the whole kind of direct team, as well as kind of the secondary buying team, whether it be IT, whether that be the legal team, all depends on the type of sale you're running and the type of considered purchase that you're running. But for us, ABM connects directly with our advertising strategy, our marketing automation strategy, and our sales engagement strategy.
I want to pull at that a little more because obviously, something that Demand Base has been about now is ABX, right? And really the alignment of marketing and sales. So you alluded to that, in your last sort of comment. Talk to me a little bit more how you start to see marketing and sales aligning. Probably, I don't want to put words in your mouth, but probably more than ever before.
Yeah, I'd actually push it even a little farther. And especially if you're a technology company, it's marketing, it's sales, and it's your product organization, right? Because your product organization is innovating, it's coming out with great product. And so for us, like one clear example we've done this year is we've moved to this monthly product campaign cycle where I think a lot of people who think about enabling sales teams and ABM, they're thinking it around big product launches. And for us, it's like, wow, we ship a lot of product, but we also have really great and powerful and easy to use existing products. So how do we package those together in themes and have remarkable content, great sales enablement, a great ABM campaign, all lined up on a monthly basis so that there's a reason to get aligned with ship stuff the product team is shipping, giving the BDRs, SDRs, sales reps, however your sales organizations looks, a clear talk track for taking those products to the market, both new and existing.
So it's almost like, you can't anymore sort of operate in a vacuum. All of these pieces have to fit together in order to come up with a successful outcome.
Yeah, I'd argue the more they work together, the more successful the outcome, right? Like you can do stuff separately, but man, really diminished returns. What we have found is great success when we have our automation, our ABM and ad work aligned with a really clear campaign effort that takes the best of our product and aligns that with great enablement for our sales team.
So Kipp, you talked a little bit ago about your 3-year plan. So I can tell you're always looking ahead. Yeah. When you look into the future, what do you see the future looking like for inbound marketing, particularly as it pertains to ABM?
Yeah, I think inbound marketing is going to continue to evolve and content is going to be more important than ever before. And I know another topic that's near and dear to your heart, John, is influencers and creators. And I think the biggest evolution is you're going to see influencers and creators be a bigger part of ABM. You're going to, if you look at us, we're building an awesome media organization that's really kind of the next stage of inbound for us. We acquired a company called The Hustle in February, have an amazing daily newsletter, podcast network that we just launched. And we're going to take the best of that content from our best creators and leverage that in the buyer's journey and leverage that across our automation, across our account-based marketing. And I think that's really where everything is going here, is leveraging that kind of real depth of content that you're going to have from the expanded work on inbound, as well as the better data that you continue to have from your CRM platform to trigger that information engagement at the right moment in the buyer's journey.
Yep, that magical moment, as our CMO John Miller says. Let me ask you last question, Kipp. You're at the heart of all of this, in the marketing world. So what keeps you up at night? What concerns you, or what what's a problem that you're foreseeing having to solve for in the, short-ish time frame?
I think there are a few things that I think if you're a marketer, one, I think regulation, data privacy is going to continue to be a big issue that it's just going to cause marketing strategies to continue to have to evolve, and you're going to have to stay in the forefront of those issues. The second thing is hiring. It's talent war out there. If you're going to build a great team, the job market for great marketers has never been more competitive. And so that definitely, I think if you're a marketing leader right now, you got to think about what is the value prop for being on my team? How do I make sure that I am bringing in the best leaders and executors in the world? And then I think the third thing for me on this is just the scale of the international markets and the evolution of the global society that we live in post-pandemic. I don't think we know a lot of what's happening post-pandemic. Like, what is a hybrid event experience going to look like? If you're an event-driven marketing organization, for example, I think there's a bunch of unknown questions kind of going into the second half of this year.
Yeah, no, and you hit the nail on the head. I think that is key. Like, we've never obviously been through anything like this pandemic. So, of course, we've never had to come out of it as marketers and as people's behaviors sort of change. Will they go back to the way they were pre-pandemic, or are they forever changed in how they ingest content and everything else? I think right now, last question, I promise, but are you, right now, I think there's this idea of fatigue too, right? So not only do you have to reach the buyers, but they're so fatigued with, Zoom and emails and this, that, and the other. So that's another challenge I would imagine that that we all have to think about moving forward?
Yeah, look, what I would caution everybody to understand is like, one, I think analog summer is real. I think a lot of people are unplugging this summer. And so I think if you're a marketer, it's going to be really hard to get your message out over the next 90 days, 3 to 4 months time window. And so I think that's part of it. And you're right. People are very fatigued around Zoom, email, what have you. And so it really focuses you on getting your clarity of story down. And it really focuses you on getting the right triggered time of engagement around that magic moment really nailed down. I know that's something that you all are really focused on at Demand Base. And I think that is only going to become more important as people kind of get through the burnout, hopefully kind of recharge over the summer and establish a more new normal pattern, hopefully in the September, October time range.
All right. Well, he is Kipp Bodnar, the CMO of HubSpot, and we're going to let you go and try to recharge for a few minutes, Kipp, but we really appreciate your time. Good to see you.
Good to see you. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.